Good morning, traders. Happy Friday and God bless. I'm Ricky Gaspard. We'll be watching the volume spike column. Right now we're sorted by volume. We'll be watching the volume spike column to see if these stocks continue, at least this NVAX. I've seen it in the past. It can drop at our open, so be careful. Just build a position small. That's how you test these things, but wait for a pullback first. So once we see a volume spike, we were watching the current bar volume to make sure there's enough volume to get in and get out safely. This is exactly what I mean by that. The investors are attacking it. This number is flying this morning. We'll always verify that we have a crossover of these two moving averages, the 5 and the 13. This always happens if the stock is spiking. You'll see these arrows come in. These are volume spikes, driving the stock up. We're watching for these green volume bars in Dominator, and we're watching that these two lines are trending upwards. These are the buyers and the sellers. This is the trend of the stock. This yellow line is the center point between the high and low of the company. Never trade off my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed. Delays can cost you money. Never take my words to heart. You may hear me say things like, I'm going to take a position here, I'm going to try this there. Those kind of statements, don't let them influence you. Make sure that you understand totally what's going on in this market, and don't take my words to heart and don't use them to trade by. Reach out to a professional financial advisor first before you make any trades. Trading is risky. You could lose some or all of your money. Make sure your active trader is set on EXT for market open. And I think we got about 2 minutes left to go. Be careful on this stock. It may drop at open. If you try to play a position on it, start small. Build your position as you go. If you just get in heavy right at the beginning, you could get slammed pretty hard if this stock drops. It's exciting to see on a Friday morning, but most of the time when we have a stock rising before our market opens, there's a lot of investors that got into this company before this price started rising. They were aware that something was going on. And when it's up this high, they're probably most likely just going to take their profits. So be careful. It's a good way to start a Friday morning. Hopefully we'll get a little bit out of this. It's been a pretty slow week, but we will survive. We just have to be patient and wait. About 30 seconds to go. Good luck with your trading. There goes the drop. This is usually what happens before our market opens. All right, good luck, and here we go. We come back up above 1260. I may take a small position. I'm watching this, my blessing indicator right here, and this dominator. You can see they're taking profits. We need this to kind of turn around and start working its way back up. Watch for a long wick on the bottom of this candle. That means the buyers are coming back in. It is also considered an entry point when you have a long wick on the bottom of a red candle and the body starts shrinking and driving its way back up. That's a pretty good drop. I'm going to mark it down here and see if we get a bounce back up. Red line in my blessing is still pointing hard south. So be careful. Don't just jump in. So now we need to break above that 1153. It's probably more like 1150. I may have missed it a little. Be careful of the spread up here. It's pretty small at times, but don't think that you can catch it at the right time. Just about the moment you click that mouse, the spread may get huge. A lot of profit takers still. We've seen stocks like this in the past. They sell off at the open after a good run up and then run right on up to a higher dollar amount. Let's let the profit takers get their money. That's what we're waiting on. My blessing should be right on top of that. My thought here is don't jump on the first green candle that pops up. It could be just a trick. You never know. Maybe wait on the second 1 minute candle before you make a decision. A lot of profit takers according to the dominator bars. Green dominator bar coming in, but we still don't have the proper setup. All right, we have a turnaround of the My Blessing indicator. Be patient. Watching the level 2 over here. I don't see any big numbers coming in yet. And that's why you don't jump on the first green candle right there. That's about a $3.40 or 50-cent drop since the open of our market. Watching level 2. I'm waiting for higher numbers. They're starting to come in now. Don't chance it though. Remember I said 2 green candles. There were a lot of people holding on to this stock from the bottom. Volume is falling off. We went from 364,000 2 candles ago down to 271. My blessing indicator trying to turn around again, but you can see the dominator bars are very short. Nobody's trusting it at this moment. I'm watching level 2 column right here on the ask side. It's not rising. We need big numbers, big green numbers to come into this column. Someone bought 2,400 shares. Short green candles. There's not a lot of buyers there. Short dominator bars proves that. The trend is still down, the white line here. Still watching this column in level 2. Just because a few people think this is the bottom doesn't mean it's going to go up. Volume is dying off even more. I'm going to chance it with a small position here. And when I say small, I mean small. I only bought 50 shares. I'm down about 40 bucks. That's okay. I'm still waiting. It may or may not go up. It all depends on how many people trust it after falling about 4 bucks. I look at it this way: at 50 shares, at least I'm in it. If it does pop, I'll take the small risk on 50 shares. Looks like the trend is moving upwards now, and the buyers and sellers are slightly pointing up. We do have a red dominator bar still. I am back at break even at this point. Doesn't look like a whole bunch of people are interested in buying it. I would have thought by now a few would have came in. Volume is dropping way off. We're down on that last bar to 97,000 shares traded. And that last bar was 30,000 shares traded. We haven't got a piece of it yet, happy trader, unless you were trading on Webull earlier this morning. It's fallen since our market opened. Well, we hope it will. $140,000 shares traded on that last candle. I see a 71,000 share seller. I'm going to pull out, I think. If it drops, I'll pull out. I'm going to hold for now. I'm down 27 bucks. I'm not worried about it right now. Hopefully that seller didn't drop the price any. There was enough buyers there to cover it. Still hanging on. All right, I'm going to give up on it. I'm out with a $48 loss. Like buying a lottery ticket, you never know. Yeah, the odds are way better here than the lotto, I agree. You can pretty much tell by the way the volume was dropping off, the buyers were not going to come in, at least not now. It could be a market open play still. It could just channel sideways for a while. Never got the big numbers of the buyers in the level 2. Well, it did get the hopes up a little bit. No profit. This is usually the case when we have a stock that goes up before our market open. All of the profit takers come in and drive it down. Plus, we're looking at Friday. Friday is probably the slowest day of the trading week. No, I wasn't forcing the trade. I was expecting a upward climb. I waited for the bottom and got in. And it's still there. It's still down about where I got in. If you don't have a line in the water, you don't catch any fish. Keep that in mind. Same thing with the market. Well, this looks like our only hope so far this morning. It's the highest volume stock on the chart, on the scan. Nothing else really moving, so we might as well just keep our eye on it and see what happens. It's not falling any further. Definitely squeezing. I like to call it channeling or consolidating because it's not squeezing currently. Whisper those words. Only reason it's holding, it don't have any volume. 36,000 shares on the last candle. The buyers have disappeared. Might be a market open play at this point. It is a long way off, but it's also a long way down if you're in it losing money. The volume right now should tell you everything you need to know. Very low. Everybody left. A few hopefuls are in there still, hoping it'll move. Hollywood, you got that right. I used to own cars like that. Kind of like driving down the road. Never say you made all the green lights until you've actually made them. Nice try, Bikasu. Right there with you, brother. I tried to. When we all get out, that's when it'll go up, right? SRTS, I'll take a look at it. I'm going to put NVAX over in my personal watch list. You should too. Hopefully you got the spike over in your personal watch list so you can see if it takes off. WISA. 20,000 shares traded on the last candle. Not too impressive. Nice try, Alex. Seahorse trading, you're supposed to say, I can see it rising at open. Stay positive. SRTS, I'll take a look at it. Another low volume stock, 2,000 shares traded on the last candle. Make sure you check the volume on these stocks because if they're that low, they're not going anywhere. I must have looked at the wrong one earlier, I think. Thank you, Douglas. I am known to type in wrong symbols. John, it's just that it's moving really fast. Not just a few shares traded and a pause and a few shares traded and a pause. You want to see these numbers really moving. A lot of activity. See if we get a pullback here on SRTS. Hopefully not a sell-off. This is Friday. Keep that in mind. People are going to take profits when they get them. Watch for a long wick on the bottom of this red candle. I'm going to mark that as support. My blessing still pointing south. Most likely not going to go up. You're welcome, Fumagoo. Always take profits on the way up. Buy more back on the dips if you can. Nice try, Mario. Invax must have dropped some. It did, down in the $9 range now. Looks like they gave up on this one. That's a Friday sell-off right there to me. SRTS. There could be a small bounce at the bottom if it finds a bottom. Since we're so slow, I'm going to sort by volume spike on both of these scans. Mr. Telly, it only starts at 6 a.m. Central or 7 a.m. Eastern. That's the only time you can start trading. Hopefully they change that, but I kind of doubt it. Maybe they'll follow the trend of the others. But that's wishful thinking. You can always use Webull or one of the other platforms that allow early market trading. Jimmy, I don't think so. I'm going to be switching over as well. I won't have access either. Keep your fingers crossed and pray. That's all I can think about. Switching over from TD Ameritrade to Charles Schwab. Schwab bought out TD Ameritrade over a year ago, and they've been switching all the accounts over. They do it in smaller groups, and I guess we're in that group now. Well, there was millions of people. You can't just move them all over real quick. Martina, do you like it now that you learned it? WISA, y'all keep calling that one out. Let me look at it. Moving up. Let's see if that's a pullback or the end of the run. Big red dominator bar. Block him, compose a trade. They're invisible. I can't find them. All right, come on, close for me down here. We get a long wick under this candle. It may run up. That's the support level. Watching for a green dominator bar. Red one. Well, it tried to bounce, but was unsuccessful. If you're new here, we play these pullbacks right here. Once a stock rises and reverses, we try to catch the first pullback. This one has several minor pullbacks. And once that candle stops dropping, after a big green one, we see a red one. After it stops dropping, we mark a support level. This is where you want to plan your entry if possible, but you need to confirm it by watching for a green dominator bar down here that tells you the buyers are coming back in. And we like to see this line here, the red and green one, turning around, pointing back upwards before we pull the trigger. No volume in these spikes over here. They're just temporary for now. Maybe a few people came in and bought a few shares, but not a group. Mr. Telly, it gets better. We're just in the slow part of the season right now. Right now, we're getting 1 or 2 stock picks a day. Hopefully, once we get all the buyers back, it'll maybe 4 or 5 to choose from. Good times and bad times. It's called trading. It's a slow market every Friday. Thought we had a little bit of hope when in VAX, but not so. See you later, Bikasu. Have a blessed weekend. So we're kind of slow now because April was the end of the quarter. This is the beginning of the quarter. Nobody's going to be reporting unless they have good news. So the most action that we've been seeing is near when the companies start reporting for their quarters. Plus, we're coming into school letting out. That slows it down a little bit. MNDR, cheaper stock, $2.50, making a run up. We'll be waiting on a pullback. Very low volume. Don't know why we jumped up so fast and all of a sudden it just dies. I'm pretty sure other investors will see this green candle and come in and buy a few. At least we hope they do. Developing a wick on the bottom of that candle and it disappeared really quick. Very low volume on this stock. Watch for a long wick on this red candle on the bottom. Not liking the volume at all. I'm going to stay clear of this one. LIDR has more volume than the last one. It's only paying out pennies, $1.68 to $1.70 to $1.72. Not a whole lot of money there. SRTS. It's also very low volume. SOUN. Low volume, making a small move, jumped up on the scanner. Take a look at AEMD. AEMD, some of those wide body candles. Maybe a few dollars here. I'll wait on a pullback. Don't prefer these wide body candles, the stocks that do nothing prior to a run up. They bring fear in my life. Morning, Dinah Guy. All right, YouTube, I'm cutting you loose here. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. Good luck in your trading. I wish you success and have a nice weekend, and God bless.